Hello everyone, my name is Wayne.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we are Your Bourbon Journey. Today we are going ahead and we're reviewing one of the Hidden Barn series. Rebecca, you want to talk a little bit about this bottle specifically?
Sure. Hidden Barn has been around for a couple years now with Nate Winiger and Jackie Zykan. And Royce Neeley of Neeley Family Distillery has been distilling it, but just not too long ago, they did purchase the brand, and they are all in together now in this three-way partnership, making Hidden Barn, which has won many awards and a lot of acclaim, including most recently at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. So I think it's a great deal. Those are three fabulous people in the industry, and I love seeing them work together.
And honestly, the way the Neelys are going right now, they may have to rename the San Francisco Awards the Neeley Awards, because they have been really, really dominating, in our opinion, what's been going on out there, from their absinthe to now the Hidden Barn series. Rebecca and Royce, if you haven't been out to Neeley's Family Distillery, are fantastic people. Very, very easygoing, down to earth. Royce Neeley is from a family of former moonshiners back in the day, and their motto is now that basically they're back, but this time they are legal. I think that's pretty close to pretty close to the gimmick. So don't kill me if I'm a little bit off there, Royce. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try this today, and let's go ahead and pick it up and
let's talk about it a little bit first.
Okay.
So this particular bottle we acquired at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. And we actually got 3 bottles of Hidden Barn at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival because we're a little bit of a fan. As you see, we're wearing our fan shirts, right? Our Neeley shirts today. But this particular bottle is made with 70% corn, 20% rye, and 10% malted barley. In addition, it's a 7-year-old. And it was a blending. And of course, Jackie Zykan is the master blender here. But she blended 5 specific barrels that had been aged for 5 years initially, and then aged an additional 2 years in new French oak barrels. And I'm personally a huge fan of French oak finishes because I think it brings out so much vanilla. So we'll see if that does that for this. And it is a lovely 109.4 proof, which I think is a nice sweet spot. You know, anything between kind of in the 110 to 115 range, I think is really pretty tasty most of the time. Yes. Well, let's go ahead and nose this.
Okay.
First of all, it's got a beautiful dark color. It's leaning towards the mahogany there, but
caramel,
but vanilla is definitely coming forward from that French oak. I don't know if it's cherry or berry, but there's definitely some fruitiness coming forward, which I really enjoy.
I think it's a cherry. It's really good. This is really good.
And some light baking spice cinnamon notes. So I want to dive into this right now. So let's see how it goes.
I prefer to drink it.
Oh. I do think it is more vanilla than caramel. And it's almost like a really luscious vanilla pudding. Impossible. You know what? I'm leaning towards creme brulee now. That yumminess that you get from the oak and everything.
It's kind of, to me, it touches a little bit toward, I would say creme brulee, and also maybe a tad of butterscotch. It's really, to me, teeter-tottering on the caramel and on the vanilla. And it is really good on the palate.
And it still has some cinnamon notes, which is nice. Okay, maybe I'm just influenced by the blue bottle, but I'm feeling like there's a little blackberry notes in there.
Interesting. Could be.
So
I
don't eat a ton of blackberry, but we recently had it at a Peggy No tasting, right? So it's on my mind somewhat, but it's definitely berry. I'm leaning towards berry. So let's go ahead and check the finish out. It's a lovely finish.
I get a black pepper as well as a leather in the back, which when I first started drinking bourbon, I found it really odd to find leather. That doesn't sound right, but it works. This is really good.
Well, I find the finish long and comforting. It's like a nice warm hug, not in any bad way. It's just like it just wants to come and embrace you. You do get the oak notes, I feel, in the finish. And you know me, I'm getting little hints of dark chocolate in the finish too. I just love getting dark chocolate in the finish. So I think it's a fantastic finish. I would give it 2 thumbs up on finishes. So it's very nice.
Absolutely. And it's almost like Neeley's has decided to steal the old Joe Madden line from when he was with the Cubs, try not to suck, because they really, I don't think there's anything that they've made that we have tried that we haven't liked a lot. And can't say about many places.
True. Let's try it with the dried cranberry.
Okay. Well, it really brightened it up. I get a lot of fruit at the beginning, maybe an apple, and I'm also getting a little bit of zest in the back, and the finish is short. Yeah, the finish is almost, but the finish, I'm getting an effervescence, like a pop black pepper, and then pop it's something else, and pop it's kind of like black pepper. So it's not like that black pepper where you can feel it's just burning here. It's more like a pepper. It's just, I'm loving it. I think the finish is great with this cranberry. I think it really made it interesting. Sure. Shall we'll go ahead and we'll try it with the pecan. Absolutely. Oh, I get baking chocolate. Baking chocolate and oak. That oak came forward. All that. I mean, I'm getting 2 kinds of. I really feel like I'm getting both the original oak and the French oak. I mean, it's just got this luscious oakiness to it. Not getting the fruit notes with that, but the dark chocolate and the sweet oak notes, and little hints of cinnamon and black pepper is just fantastic. The really one problem with this is I also get hints of very empty wallet, because honestly, this is really, really good stuff. Well, I just don't want to have regret, because sometimes we have regret when we don't buy 2 bottles of something, but we're at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, so we tried not to buy 2 bottles of anything, because walking around and only so much room in your locker for the day. But we got 3 bottles from Neeley's, but we only got 1 of this. Yes. So we got to remember that. Let's a little palate cleansing to make sure that pecan's out of my mouth. Then we'll try it with the dark chocolate. A little spicier for me. I felt like the cinnamon came more forward with the dark chocolate. I get dark chocolate. I get a little bit of the oak. I get a tad bit of cherry. The finish is slightly warm in the back. It's really good. Okay, I just had an epiphany what I'm getting. You ready? Let me get my thesaurus out. Go ahead. I'm feeling like I'm drinking Mexican hot chocolate. See? That really deep, dark. Have you ever had that? I mean, it's like deep, dark chocolate with little bits of the chili in it, that makes it a little bit spicy. Your taste sensations, your nose sensations are all about memory, right? So I'm feeling like I'm drinking Mexican hot chocolate, and I'm going to tell you I'm a fan of that, and I'm a fan of this. It's
great.
really good.
We're going to probably noodle on this for a little bit, but overall impressions besides fantastic?
Well, I mean, I feel like this has been kind of a repeated theme since we've been tasting and doing our videos, but this is really outstanding. This is definitely, you buy it, you buy a second. Honestly, you probably buy a case of this stuff because it is really, really good. I mean, once again, you're talking about a combination of people that really, really know what they're doing. And
they're a great team. Oh my goodness, what a great team.
Yes. And if you haven't been to Neeley's, it's worth a trip. It's a small little tour, but they're
impactful.
Yes. And their absinthe still is just beautiful.
And they're called Neeley Family Distillery for a reason, because mom and dad are involved too. So the whole family's involved, and really anyone that works there feels like family. When we go in there, we stop in there anytime we're on our way to the area of, it's kind of on I-71 as you're heading up to Cincinnati or down from Cincinnati to Kentucky. And if we can't drive by it, we have to stop in and see what's going on, and usually sit at the bar and taste whatever's new and make sure that we're having a pour, and so we know which bottles to buy that particular day. We just can't say enough about the Neeley Family Distillery and how much we love the products they're producing, but more importantly, we love the people and what they're doing, and we hope that you will love them as much as we do. So please check out Neeley Family Distillery. Absolutely, if you see a bottle of Hidden Barn in your liquor store locally, pick it up. You will not be disappointed. And we hope you enjoyed this and learned a little bit more about Hidden Barn as well as Neeley Family Distillery. And please remember to drink responsibly, and cheers.
Cheers.